right, so here's the deal. You know that feeling when either you did something really wrong, you know, that spidey sense when you know you've screwed up. Well, that's that full warm flush feeling that goes from your top of your head all the way down to your toes and makes you freeze in your tracks. It happened to me just before I got attacked by a cougar. That's the same feeling you get when you realize you're lost. It's very important to realize you're lost sooner than later. The sooner you realize you're lost, the quicker you can stop, the faster you will be found. A lot of these shows, it's all about, you know, self-rescue, and they have to get moving because nobody is coming. Well, I've got parameters set up with my wife and other people. Somebody would be coming from me if I don't make it back by my deadline. It's pretty hard for me to get lost out here, it really is. It's pretty hard to get lost anywhere, but it does happen. But the most important thing is stop. Take what I call a safety break. Sit down, snack on some snacks that you might have, take 20 good long breaths, look around you, and assess your situation. What time is it? How much sun do you have? Are you hydrated? When was the last time you ate? You know, is it gonna rain? How cold is it at night? All these things you're gonna have to figure out and realize, okay, if I'm truly lost and I'm not making it out here today, the sooner I make the decision to give me time to make shelter, fire, and maybe even look for some little food on the first night. So those are gonna be my priorities today. This water is super clear, super clean. I've been drinking it for years without a problem. A lot of the locals out here are very proud that you still can drink this water. But we'll know in a few days if I'm squatted out there with giardia or dysentery or something from drinking bad water, then I'll be wrong. Now Charlie back here, he's got his own food. This is his blanket. I don't get to use it. He's all good with water. He's got snacks. He's gonna be just fine. So don't worry, Peta. I'm not abusing my dog. He lives for this. So basically the scenario is that I've been bushwhacking all day. I've realized I've got that flush feeling. I'm lost. I need to sit down and I need to take a safety break. So I'm gonna take off my gear. Yeah, I've stopped. I don't really want to go too far from this area, but I do want to find a good place to survive at. This place is pretty dang good, but I really would like to scope it out a little bit more and see if I can find a better shelter position. That didn't help. I found a couple different places that are good quick shelters, but I'm gonna look for a place to make a much better one. Okay, see this hole here? I could clean that out, make something out of that, but I'm gonna look at my other possibilities. And see, even here, if I maybe made a rock level, you know, built rocks up right in here, it's kind of dirty, man. Yeah, see, right over there, there's a bunch of materials. There's that flat, open beach. It's an indecision, but I've decided to go back to this beach. It's time to get to work. You ready, buddy? Let's get this off you. This is great. And this is gonna be nice and soft to sleep on once I get some pine boughs down. Now, a really cool thing, seeing that owl before I even left. Rarely do you actually get to watch an owl that long and close up. I actually got to see it take a fish out of the water. Guy was staring at me most of the morning when I woke up. It made me, it feels like he was looking right into me. I know that's silly, but I am out here to look for and questing for animal totems and spiritual guidance from the wild. Woo! That's good stuff, Charlie. All right. kind of like that. Needs to be higher. What can we do here? How can I make this a little bit higher? I'm gonna break into my bag of goodies. I'll test out and play with the first item. But this is basically a chainsaw blade, 2 lanyards. I can put sticks in these and I can saw. I step on it and I just pull back and forth. Bam! It's raining. It's not good. I'm expending a lot of energy, but this is when I have to expend it, and this is the most important phase. The idea here is I'm gathering moss. See all this extra debris on the top and sticks? I want all that because it's just more stuff that's gonna block rain. So I'm going around underneath and I'm uprooting it from underneath, and then I can get Mossman. Mossman cometh. Took me a little bit to get kick-started, make a decision on where I was going to do the shelter, and I think the thing that broke it was, all right, well, I was having problems figuring out where, and there's problems with it. Once I started gathering the materials, started getting the poles, I started seeing, okay, well, those pieces of the puzzle can fit here, and those pieces of the puzzle can fit there. As you see, I've mossed the entire back, and there's some structured things I have to do to the shelter still. As you see, I'm building a little rock wall for my fire pit that would be right there. I have one thing left to do here on the shelter for tonight, and that is to build a bed out of pine boughs. Yeah, as I said, I'm feeling pretty good. My shelter's up. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be dry in there, and I've gathered a bunch of boughs for a bed. I've got a fire pit made. I've got an initial set of firewood, so I'm reaching my goals. So what else is next? I have to gather a whole bunch more wood. Luckily, it's all pretty nearby. And I gotta start the fire. I had probably 5 or 6 berries a few minutes ago, and it really felt good, especially for it's only been a day. But I put in some real work. Okay, so far, what have I used out of my survival kit? 1.5 foot of paracord, the hand chainsaw, the new tomahawk, the canteen and water, and my K-bar knife. Oh yeah, and the bugs are pretty nasty right now. There's some really little small no-see-ums that bite real hard. Every good first aid kit has fire starter and some storm-proof matches. Okay, so Got the shelter made, firewall built, fire built, bed built. Caught a small fish, caught 3 crayfish. This has been a highly successful day. I've only used a limited number of things from my survival kit, so far it's going really well. I couldn't be happier actually, unless I had a couple 6-packs of beer, because I'm not even hungry at this point. But this is day 1. Maybe it was all beginner's luck. But I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna look for some more berries. Charlie is totally digging it. Yeah, say hi, buddy. He's warm. I'm warm. It's not that cold out yet. Just put some wood in the fire. I'm gonna take my boots off and take my belt off. Get a little bit more comfortable. My back is kind of jacked, so we'll see what laying flat on the hard ground will do for me. So, all right, everybody, good night. I wasn't miserable last night, but I wasn't at the Ritz, or by no means. I didn't get a lot of sleep. Charlie's fine. Say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. Everything is good. I kept the fire going all night long. I only had to get up once to get wood. It was cold, but not teeth-shattering cold. I'm gonna have to figure some things out about the shelter, though. I'm gonna have to close it in more. I didn't have enough bedding down. I need to find way more pine boughs. Get about 6-7 inches off the ground. Feet are a little bit cold. Today, gonna improve the shelter, structurally make it a little bit sounder, but what else? Hopefully catch some fish, some more crayfish, find some berries. It's gonna be a full day. Day 1, not so bad. Night 1, could be better. I'm gonna try to have to get some hour naps today. See if I can't catch up on some sleep. I'm seeing some storm clouds coming in. Still see some blue here and there. I'm not gonna get a lot of sunshine today. So my priority was make sure I have enough dry wood in my shelter to get the fire going again, and so that I have enough coals that the wet stuff, if it starts raining, I can get to dry off and go. So as long as I have a backup bundle of firewood in the shelter under cover, then I can go ahead and rain. All right, well, I'm trying to get some fishing done. I've only caught a crayfish, 1 crayfish for breakfast, unfortunately. So I'm really hoping to score with some fish, because if I can score with some fish, then I'll score with more crayfish. And then if I can get some crayfish, I can start using that as bait, and I know that that works really well. So, I know it's still light out, but it's time for me to go to bed. I want to end day 2. Pretty good day. 1 crawfish for breakfast, and then a fish for dinner, and a crawfish for dinner. And then I have 1 in my cup still and some water that's gonna be breakfast. But I got plenty of wood tonight. A little bit more padding. Still not great. It's not my best. I could do better. But yeah, if I close this shelter in, boy, I'd be roasting. So that's probably what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Good morning. It is day 3. Not bad so far. Last night was better than the night before. Still not great. I was able to keep a bigger fire going, more steady. I got longer sections of sleep, and I actually feel not so bad right now. So I'm gonna try to Get a few more hours this morning as it gets warmer, and I'll get up. I'm starting to hear things. I hear lots of times marching bands off into the woods. I hear voices every once in a while. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just see if Charlie heard it, because if he didn't hear it, then I sure as heck didn't. Had a crazy dream last night. Charlie and I woke up in the shelter, and instead of, I guess, the river, we're almost kind of like in an open plain, and all these Alaska pioneers or something, and there was all sorts of sled dogs, but they weren't hooked up into sleds. They were like all just coming back, and everybody was packing and backpacking. I remember holding Charlie, grabbing Charlie, and then all of a sudden I thought it was, oh my God, that's a wolf. That's a pack of wolves. And then, no, that's a group of sled dogs, and there's more people, and we just sat there and watched them proceed by as they all just kind of stared at me. I wonder what that means. It's kind of my idea. They're kind of the deal is I'm trying to figure that out. Moss man! I'm running out of some gear here, so it's important to have it. Hooks and swivels, my only source of food, and on top of it, you know, I leave that hook in there. Charlie goes running through, or somebody else's dog goes running through, catches on them, and keeps running, rips them right open. Saw the results of that through a buddy of mine who lives in Texas, and happened to one of his puppies. It was horrible, horrible. Do not leave your hooks in the stream. Do everything you have to get them out. Well, it is the end of day 3. I've eaten 1 crawfish today with the broth for breakfast. I'm now about to have 2. I have caught 3, but one was half the size of those 2 guys, so I threw them back. I'm starting to get a little frustrated. I'm starting to take longer to do things, and my focus is a little bit getting a little bit weird, but I'm doing great. I don't have any hunger pains. I'll eat this, and I'm sure I'll be just fine. I think it's going to be a lot warmer night tonight, and I think hopefully I'll get a lot more sleep than I have in the last 2 nights. Just waiting for the sun to come up for day 4. The stars are pretty awesome tonight. It's better, way better in here than it was before. Way warmer. Do worry about this thing catching on fire. All this moss is getting super dry. One spark and this could be kind of a mess. It is always colder right before dawn. Well, alright. Working towards getting up. As far as sleeping, started moving into some lucid dreams last night. I can see myself starting to deteriorate a little bit. Yeah, the sleep deprivation is getting to me. I think Charlie misses the couch right now, but once he starts hunting for chipmunk again, he'll be great. He's been having a time of his life doing that. My priorities, I've got to make the floor of this thing more comfortable. I've got to level an area close enough to the fire that I can get the warmth when it gets to be a small fire. I can't be keeping such a big fire because this shelter's super dry. If I catch it on fire, we'd all be in trouble. We got 2 exits. Charlie's got his door at that end. So I'm gonna get up and get it done. I was gonna head out and do some kind of adventuring and head up river a little ways, look around. But here's my problem. It's really looking like it's gonna threaten to really rain now. So I've gotta make sure I got as much dry wood as I can get processed and stuffed into the shelter before I do anything. Because it's just miserable if I'm gonna be cold. Day 4 was a challenge for sure. Rained hard off and on all day. Every time I tried to go do something, it started raining. I struggled to keep the fire going. I fell in the river when I was fishing. I've been running around on these rocks the last several days and it got wet and I don't know, I just slipped and one slip happened to another slip. But I pretty much went all the way in except for my head. Spent all afternoon drying my clothes off, trying to do some fishing, just not having any luck. I've caught several crayfish, but they were all so small that they weren't even worth killing. It was just kind of a rough day for that. Rough day all the way around. So I could tell I'm getting a little careless probably because I haven't eaten and probably because I haven't slept very well. Hopefully I have enough wood this time that I'm going to make it through this night. And then tomorrow's going to be the last day. But I tell you, man, this survival stuff is just non-stop. I was planning on really focusing on some of the spiritual aspects of being out here alone and surviving. It's just a full-time deal. I'm constantly thinking, what's next, what's next, what's next? Yeah, there's 10 million things to do. If I'm not fishing, I'm trying to get crayfish. Wood is the full-time job. Gathering wood for this fire and keeping me warm at night, especially without a sleeping bag and everything. It's, another long night. Not as cold, seems longer. Having more trouble sleeping. But, such is the life of a fire watchman. Whoa, trying to burn my hat again, god dang it. Well, here's the deal. Twilight's about. Is it twilight? No. I don't know. Sun's coming up soon. It's been a pretty cold night. Still haven't figured out how to keep myself completely warm without bringing the fire inside the shelter, which just isn't an option around here. Not with this shelter. But, keep learning. I could do the heated rock thing, but I'm just too lazy. So I guess I'm not that cold. If I was that cold, then I wouldn't be so lazy. Because I'm still getting up. I had to get up one time and do a full-on wood run tonight. It's amazing how quickly you wake up when you get out there in the cold and start searching in the wet for wood and then having to break it up. And then you gotta fight Charlie for floor space when you get back in here. Tomorrow's day 5. What do I have planned for tomorrow? I'm gonna do something about this shelter. I'm gonna spend a warm night before this thing is over. So that and food. Yeah, and okay, so same thing I've been doing every day. Well, it is day 5. It's a cold morning. Super clear. Looks like it's gonna be super sunny. I'm excited. I think I'm gonna get some hunting done. I'm gonna get this shelter done where it's gonna keep me warm all night tonight. instead of these cold nights that we've had. I mean, we're surviving. Never got chattering teeth, so that's one thing. But sleeping's tough. I mean, you gotta keep the fire going. Yeah, I never seem to gather enough wood. I cannot believe I'm not starving to death. Just not really massively hungry. I thought I'd be going nuts by now on that. I thought I'd be going nuts for a lot of reasons. I haven't done a lot of vision questing, but in its own way, every time I come out here, it's a vision quest for me. Every time I come out here, I become closer spiritually to myself and to my own spirituality. Had some great animal omens this weekend. The owl twice. A blue jay has visited me every day. Saw some kingfishers. I really got to practice my skills. I know what I need to work on, and I know what I need to know what I'm kind of decent at. I surprised myself with the hand fishing. Although as many times as you just see me getting the line tangled and everything, I do that with a pole and everything anyway. But here we go, day 5. Blueberry. Huckleberry. It's amazing how good something as simple as that tastes when you haven't had anything. Pretty much why I headed this way. I was hoping to find some more berries. In fact, I'm just starting to get a tiny bit of a headache, but I bet once I eat that crawdad, and I will be a little bit more, hopefully I won't have a headache. It's not as far as me being steady. So today's total, about 8 to 10 berries and this crawdad and the broth goes with it. And I'm not done yet. I've got enough, I think I got enough firewood for the night. I'm gonna get more, because I'm gonna make sure. So there's only 2 things left for me to do now, and that is to sorry guys, I'm on Fruit Loops. Modify the shelters, a couple of things that I can do to make it warmer in there tonight. But we're gonna have plenty of wood to get us through the night. I know, that's what she said. I got my feet wet, but that's no big deal now. Got plenty of fire. I can run with wet feet around here. It is the rainforest. Negotiating the rocks, I'm just doing terrible right now. That's the only effect I've really felt so far of eating and sleeping as little as I have. And I've had some stress. The rain stressed me out yesterday, put me way back. My fire is smoldering perfectly. I just had a crawdad soup meal. That was a crawdad, single crawdad. Oh, man. Yeah, everything is slick still, and I am not. It's the only thing that seems to be affected is my balance these days. So I've had a great time so far. I mean, I definitely will do this every year. Oh, I just did it again. Why am I going the hardest way? My memory seems to be affected a little. And I'm pretty beat up. Got a few bumps and bruises, literally. Little cuts and scrapes. Oh, I just did it again. See how easy? I mean, I've been wandering around here for 5 days. Everything's a little harder when you haven't eaten a lot or slept, but Yeah, it's easy to get confused. Well, I learned lots on this trip, that's for sure. Learned how hard it is, what a great job Les Stroud does with his show. I mean, pain in the butt to deal with camera equipment at the same time as dealing with all this. And I don't have very much experience with any kind of video or camera equipment. That's all Tomas's expertise. I did the best I can. I hope it all turns out for everybody. Injuries. That hurts. It's a very, very deep gash. No, actually, it did infect a little bit. My finger's swollen. A couple slivers. One on my pinky. That's good. This was a big lump yesterday. This bruise right here. I've nailed this shin like 4 or 5 times. And that one's okay. I talked about Devil's Club before and showed you how mean and nasty it can be, and it can make places totally almost impenetrable. But that's kind of a bad rap. The natives feel completely opposite about the Devil's Club. The Devil's Club is a core plant for all their medicine and even a bunch of their rituals. Like right now, I'm burning dead, dried Devil's Club, and that is supposed to ward off evil spirits. Use it in making face paint, specifically for individuals that are going to experience the supernatural, so that they can be helped to stay safe. Burned plenty of Devil's Club during this trip. Warded off all the evil spirits. Because I had some really good luck on this trip, I really have. I'm completely ecstatic how this all turned out. As I said before, I thought it was just going to be a grind, something I had to prove to myself, something that was going to be somewhat of a death march. It turned out to be completely enjoyable. You know, it was very, very busy. I don't know, my senses really came alive out here. I just enjoyed it. Crazy. Woohoo! Twilight. I don't know. Anyway, it's almost dawn. Home stretch. Yeah. Actually got more sleep tonight than I did all the nights. Maybe even combined. Still didn't gather enough wood.